advocacy service, and we were founded in 2020, May 2020, because of how COVID was affecting our community. We wanted to know, well, why we were dying at 4 times the rate. And when we looked, everything was directly attached to systemic racism. So we thought, okay, how can we have some autonomy over helping our community? Lobbying, protesting, all that kind of thing, you know, stuff's great, but we just felt like we weren't getting what we needed from the government or external sources. So what can we do in our community? So primarily we're an advocacy service, and we started with a phone line, which was for people that felt like they were going to the GP, they were going to the doctor's, health clinics or whatever, and they were being told, you're fine, go home, only for something worse to happen. So they were being fobbed off, especially the elders in our community, especially from the Caribbean. They've got, you know, a certain dialect. They're unlikely to challenge a doctor or someone that's status. So we acted as a mediator, basically, and they could contact us and we get in touch with the doctor or health clinic or hospital to say, Mr. So-and-so is having this issue, feels like he's not being referred because of this, what can be done? And just having that big, it's like an older sister, older brother type support system really helped. So that's how we started, but then we thought, let's look at some of the other areas that made us high risk. And we found the other 3 main ones were us being on the front line. So anytime there's a crisis, black people are always on the front line. So we saw that with public sector. So we wanted to help people progress in an organisation. So if you're in an organisation and you're entry level, we found from research that black people seem to be in the same position for 5 to 6 years before they moved out or moved up. So how can we help people do that? So we focus on career development. The other one was us having high rates of type 2 diabetes and hypertension. So doctors used to say it's because we're predisposed, because we have a higher sensitivity to salt, but it's not that, it's a diet, because you will eat what your parents eat and then will eat what their parents eat. So we wanted to work with some dietitians and nutritionists to see if we could give some advice about our foods and make it healthier. So if you go to a nutritionist within the NHS, they'll give you an English diet, right? But we tend to eat our own food. So how can our dietitians help us? So black dietitians help us to make our foods healthier. The other area was environmental racism. So a lot of people haven't heard of it before, but it's where people of colour are placed in close proximity to toxic sites. So like the motorway, you'll have a higher rate of childhood asthma in the black and Asian community because they'll be by motorways, main roads, there'll be a lack of green spaces, trees and all that kind of thing. So we wanted to raise awareness about that, so people are informed about when they're going to buy a house or rent a house, look around in the area to see what's there. Are you near a toxic site, a tip or a recycling plant? Those things are really going to affect you and your children. So those are the 4 areas that we work in, and the way we work is we run projects. It's the only way really that's sustainable for us, because there's only 3 of us, and we really exist because of collaboration with grassroots organisations. So we run projects throughout the year, and we tend to change quarter to quarter. So I'm here today really to just engage, to talk to people, to let people know that we're here. What we do, well, this is the 2nd winter that we've done it. We've given out winter parcels. So if you know anyone that needs a winter parcel, basically they're kits with a quilt, hot water bottle, thermal socks, particularly for the elderly in the community. Every year 40,000 people die from living in a cold house basically, but we don't have data as to how many of those will be black. We know that the black and Asian community receive the lowest pensions, but the Asian community will be more likely to live with a child or a grandchild, where a black pensioner will live on their own in a cold house, unable to turn on the heating, so they're more likely to die from the cold. So we have these kits that we give out. It's 2nd winter now, so if you know someone that needs that, we're here. So yeah, that's all I'm here for really, is to engage and talk to you all. If you may, have a little look at our website. We've got an educational hub, we call it, on there, with videos that we've partnered with doctors and dietitians and nutritionists and teachers, all black professionals. You can go on there, have a look at the videos, the literature on there. There's also directories on there for grassroots organisations that help, because we really want to create like an ecosystem, right? So that we're constantly investing into our community, and we work with people that invest in our community as well. And then we have a page for allies as well, how allies can work alongside us to create a better a more stable community. So that's it for me. So if you may, the website is www.bhss.co.uk. I've got some leaflets here if you want to take some away. So if you'd like to collaborate or work with us in any way, please get in contact. Thanks for listening to me. Appreciate it.